When I proposed to Alina, I believed with all my heart that I had found the one. Her answer came with tears, her arms wrapped around me as if she never wanted to let go. For a while, everything felt like a dream. We dove into the excitement of wedding plans, our conversations filled with visions of a future children, homes, laughter. We even picked out names for them. But beneath the surface, there was a quiet unease, a feeling that something wasn't quite right. It was the silver locket she wore around her neck, always, never taken off. A delicate heart-shaped design, with an engraving on the back, something hidden, something personal. I never asked about it, never pressed her for details, but it lingered. In my mind, I felt like it held more than just old memories. It carried a part of her that wasn't mine. One evening, while we were sifting through our engagement photos, I finally asked her, almost in passing, "Why do you always wear that locket?" She hesitated, her fingers brushing it softly as if it had a life of its own. And then she spoke. "It belonged to my ex. He gave it to me when we were together. It's a part of my past, and I'm not ready to let it go." That answer hit me like a blow to the chest. We were about to start a life together, a future, and yet here she was, holding on to something so deeply tied to someone else. The words, "I'm not ready to let it go," echoed in my mind, and I felt a coldness settle over me. Was I just a placeholder? I wanted to voice my feelings, but I didn't. I didn't want to sound insecure, so I swallowed it down. But that night, as I lay next to her, that locket seemed to mock me. Every time I saw it, it reminded me that there was a part of her heart I couldn't reach, a piece of her that wasn't mine to have. I started noticing how she would touch the locket when she was anxious, how her fingers would play with it in quiet moments, how a soft, almost nostalgic smile would creep onto her lips when she held it. It wasn't just a trinket, it meant something deep. A week later, I couldn't ignore it any longer. I brought it up again, this time with more urgency. "Please, Alina," I said, my voice gentle but firm. "I'm not asking you to forget your past. I just need to know that your heart is fully here, with me. Can you take it off, just for now?" She frowned, her eyes narrowing slightly as if I had just asked something unreasonable. "Why are you so threatened by a necklace?" she shot back, clearly irritated. "It's just a memory, not a person." Her words stung, and for the first time, I felt a growing distance between us. It wasn't just about the locket, it was about what it represented. Was she truly over her ex? Was I just someone filling a gap in her life? I didn't want her to erase her past. I just wanted to feel like her present mattered more. But her defense of the locket turned into arguments, ones that lasted for days, leaving me questioning whether I had made a mistake. One night, after yet another argument, I couldn't take it anymore. My patience had worn thin, and I asked her, bluntly, if it came down to choosing between me and that locket, what would you choose? She didn't answer right away. She stared down at the locket in her hand, her thumb brushing the surface as though lost in thought. "I don't want to choose," she whispered finally. "Why does it have to be one or the other?" That silence spoke louder than any answer could have. It told me everything I needed to know. I wasn't the choice she was willing to make. I needed space, time to think. So I stayed with a friend for a few days, trying to clear my head. During that time, I realized something crucial. Love is not about clinging to the past. It's about moving forward. I loved her deeply, but I couldn't keep competing with a ghost. When I returned, I sat her down, feeling the weight of the moment in my chest. "This locket isn't just jewelry," I told her, my voice steady but filled with sadness. "It's a symbol, and if it means more to you than our relationship, then maybe we're not meant to be." She tried to explain, her voice tinged with regret, but her hesitation, the uncertainty in her eyes, only confirmed what I had feared all along. We ended the engagement a week later. She cried, and I cried too, but deep down, I knew we were making the right choice. Sometimes, love isn't enough if someone can't fully let go of the past. I needed to be someone's present and future, not just a replacement for what they had lost. The months that followed weren't easy. I focused on myself, on my work, on reconnecting with old friends. There were times when I thought of her, wondered if she had ever taken the locket off, if she had moved on, but I never regretted my decision. I chose my peace over the silent heartbreak of competing for something I could never fully have. Then, one day, I ran into her at a bookstore. She looked different, softer, like time had changed her. We spoke briefly, the conversation awkward, yet strangely civil. She wasn't wearing the locket anymore. I couldn't help but glance at her neck, where the silver chain had once rested. She noticed my gaze and, without a hint of defensiveness, said quietly, "I let it go." "Just too late," I nodded, not knowing what to say. We parted ways without another word, and in that moment, I felt a wave of closure wash over me. I had made the right choice. Love isn't about holding on to everything. It's about choosing who you want to hold on to now, and sometimes letting go of the past is the only way to find what truly belongs to you. In the end, it wasn't the locket that was the problem. It was her unwillingness to let go and move forward. I realized that I deserved someone who wouldn't hesitate to leave the past behind and build a life with me.